Let's start with the difference between a resume and a CV, because when I started, I said there's I would say a huge difference between a resume and a CV, and sometimes people often interchange the both of them. So the key thing here is if you are applying for a job, like a particular job, a resume is what you need. CV, that is the curriculum vitae, is when you want to. CV is mostly used for scholarships. Probably you want to, not just scholarships, maybe you want to further your education, you have your first degree, you want to go for your second. All right, you would need a CV, because a CV is an accumulation of everything you have gathered over the years, all of your personal details, all of your, both your educational experience and your industrial experience. Because most times after you graduate from the university or college, there's some experience you'd gather that is still the educational experience, like your industrial training, probably your NYC. Those are educational experience. Those things are needed in a CV, but in a resume they do not need all of that. So I'll just go straight into, there are so many difference, but these are the key ones you should look out for. So number one is the pages. All right. So when it comes to the pages, a resume should have just one page, minimum of one page. I used to advise people, I say your resume should just be one page, because if your recruiter want to know extra things about you, they could ask for your portfolio. That's where the okay, that's where the portfolio comes in. So your resume should be minimum of one page, maximum of two pages. And this is because most resume they are ATS. Yes, like like they make use of a software, applicant tracking system. We'll cover that in the next slide. So it should be minimum of one page, maximum of two page. Then your CV should be minimum of two pages. The maximum could be as much as you want to. All right. Then when it comes to your personal data, in a resume, we have different sections in resume. We have the job title, we have the experience, we have your certification, your education, your skills, your softwares. So for the personal data, your personal data should only comprise of three things: your name, your email, and your phone number. All right. And then that is for your resume. For your CV, you could have, it should be your name, your email, your phone number, your date of birth, your religion, marital status, and house address. So sometimes, or when you are creating your resume, you do not need. So right now, our focus here is on resume. I'm just trying to show the difference so you do not um impute unnecessary details or unwanted details on your resume. A resume should not, you do not need a date of birth on it, because any institution who wants to know your date of birth, most times they'll ask you for a certificate proving that, because you could put any age you want to on your resume. They will not really believe you, or they might believe you, but they need like a backup, something that is showing for that, okay, this person is truly this age. So anybody who needs your date of birth, your state of origin, all right, they would ask you for a certificate, because in Nigeria there's a certificate for your state of origin, for your date of birth, which the date of birth is in all the parts of the world. Okay, so just your name is okay, your email address, your phone number. So if they want to reach out to you, they could reach out to you via email or phone number, then get every other details they want. But for your resume and but for your CV, this is it here. And you could also have your state of origin. I think I did not add that. Okay. Then for your experience, when it's a resume, your experience should be job title related. So I know when I started, I said we have different sections in a resume. We have the your personal data, which is your name, your email, your phone number. Then we also have the job title. All right. So for your job title, each resume should have a job title. Unlike a CV, you might not need a job title. So job titles are things like social media manager, digital marketer, UI UX designer, customer service representative, This will make, because each time a recruiter is hiring people for a role, they also have a job title. Some call it position, the job position is still the same thing. So your resume should also have that. So whenever you are applying for what's it called, you want to apply for customer success or customer support, once you just submit your resume and the recruiter just scan through it, okay, this is customer support, they know you are the person they want. But if your resume do not have a job title, you just start up and say, my name is Abigail, I'm a virtual assistant, okay, that's your introduction, is also good. But then they're like, what exactly is this resume pointing towards? What is it showing? That's what the job title is there for. So for your experience now, so I just covered two different sections right now, just so we could understand this. There's a section on the resume which is the job title, which I just explained. So for this experience now, your job, it should be job title related. So if you want to start listing out your experience on your resume, it should be related to the job title. If the job title or the position is virtual assistant, you want to ensure your experience is related to virtual assistant. It mustn't exactly be virtual assistant, mind you, but it should be like a similar field. So your experience should be something like, maybe you have worked as an admin officer. An admin officer too could also pass for an administrative assistant, because they have so many key, like they have so many softwares they make use of, so many tools, all right. Or office manager, office assistant, these are still people who carry out administrative tasks, similar roles. So it can pass for it. But you apply for virtual assistant, and on your experience, there's chemical engineering. All of your experience is just chemical engineering, like, your recruiter is going to be like, this is not the person we need. Because as much as your job title is telling them you are a virtual assistant, if your experience is telling them something else, they'll feel like you don't have that industrial experience they want. But when it comes to CV, all of your experience can be there. If you have worked in 50 companies, and that's why a CV is always bulky, you're like you can just list everything there. But the one that is related, the one that is not related, just list everything there. All right. Then when it comes to body, the body of a resume is tailored to the specific job role. So the body now is, it encompasses about everything on your resume: the personal statement, the or your brief introduction, your skills, the softwares you use, your experience, your education, your certification. It should be tailored to the specific job role. Again, let me use the instance of, okay, social media manager. That is the title of your resume. So everything on your resume should be pointing towards social media manager. If you want to add your skills, the skills on that resume should be um social media, creating content, scheduling, creating content, okay, scheduling posts, viewing analytics. Those should be the what's it called? Those should be the skills on that resume. Then when it comes to softwares, it has to be softwares that are related to that of a social media manager. We know the common software used by social media managers. We have the Canva for those social media managers that are content creators. We have the CapCut. We have Buffer for scheduling posts, viewing analytics, and the likes of them. We have so many of them, but this, your body should have this. Then when it comes to your certification, that's if you have any certification, which is about any program you got, or any program you got enrolled in. The way we have the Soibe virtual assistant course now, yes, that's also a certification. If you have that, you just add it. So it should be related to that particular job you are onto. But when it comes to the CV, it's not tailored to the job role at all. Okay, so now this is the resume reality check. Recruiters scan a resume in 6 to 8 seconds. So the thing is, ordinarily, gone are the days when so many what's it called, so many resumes are coming in and people would sit and start going through all of it. Now it's like a technology world we live in right now. Everything, we just have an AI tool for almost everything. So a resume is being scanned in 6 to 8 seconds, either by a human or by an AI. So if you have so many unnecessary details, I'll just put this key thing. There was one resume I went through some couple of months back, I think towards the end of last year, and she had a whole cover image. Like her resume was 4 pages. I wouldn't even call that a resume. That is a CV to me. But then she had a whole cover photo, like it was like a Vogue magazine cover. Like this is not a magazine. You do not need a big, a very big picture of it. You don't even need an image on your resume. Because trust me, if an ATS, which is an applicant tracking system, if it is going through your resume and it sees, because AI cannot read everything as a human, we don't use the same language, all right? So when it sees some certain things like images, tables, chart, it doesn't detect those things. So those details you have put inside those particular things, like your image, your tables, your chart, it will not read them. So it ranks your resume very, very low. So if a recruiter has already set it that an ATS should go through this resume, if it ranks below 60%, I'm not going to pick this person. If ATS cannot read some of your stuff, I'm not talking about your text now, because obviously you are not using your handwriting to do it. It's a computer, so it can definitely read your text because it's legible. I'm talking about extra details like your images, tables, and columns. It will not read it, and this will make your resume to rank low. So number two, they say only 3% of resumes lead to an interview. So this 3% is not the total number of resumes that are being submitted. It's the part of the resume where you get to, and you would know if you want to interview them. So only 3%, they just need to just pick just 3% from your resume. Just 3%, the key factors. Once they get it, the keywords, you are being scheduled for an interview. Then number three, top third of the page get 80% of view time. So here is the drill. If you have a resume, try to fold it into three equal parts. Three equal parts. All right. So the top, like when you fold it into three equal parts, all right, let me just use this screen for illustration. From here to here is like, let's assume this is the full resume from here to here. So from here to here is the the first third, or let's say to here. Here to here is the second third, and here to here is the third third. So from here to here is the place that is what gets 80% of the view time. And what should be there should be your personal details, your personal statements, and your experience. So if the recruiter don't get what they want, or there's no job title, your personal statement is not related, your first job experience is not related, they just dump that in, like they just dump the CV. Sorry, they just dump that resume, because right now we are saying for you to, if you want to get a job, what you need is a resume, not a curriculum vitae. All right. So now number four, which is what I already said. I said most firms use ATS, the applicant tracking system. So we have so many. The applicant tracking system is just the general name of those AIs, but there are so many of them depending on the one the companies want, but they all work in similar ways. So avoiding unnecessary details on your resume is going to help you get a job. As much as you want to make your resume beautiful, always keep the designs minimal. If you want to show your designs, just keep that in, make that or just add that to your portfolio. Some job roles that they require portfolios, like virtual assistant, most times they do not need that. Only if you are a content creator, a graphics designer, and a video editor, which is still part of everything in the, so you be a virtual assistant course. If you have that, then they might want to ask you for a portfolio. But normally, any job that wants to see more details, they ask you for a portfolio. That's just what they do, because they don't expect you to make your resume the home of everything. All right. So now that is all on resume.